APOSTOLOVE, Ukraine, in a battered building surrounded by an iron fence and an overgrown garden, an aide offers tea while we wait to meet Colonel Serhiy Shatalov. Just 29 years old, Shatalov leads the 98th Infantry Battalion, which is pushing south toward Russian-occupied Kherson, part of Ukraine's first major counteroffensive of the war. His force is made up of roughly 600 men, many of them civilians just a few months ago. Shatalov, a stocky man with a couple days growth beard and close-cropped black hair, is wearing simple combat fatigues. They are 11 kilometers away, he says, referring to the Russian soldiers, about 7 miles. They've been closer, threatening the outskirts of this half-abandoned industrial town. But Shatalov's men had steadily pushed them back over several weeks of hard fighting across a maze of farm fields, rivers, villages and old industrial sites. Speaking to Ukrainian media, Ukraine's Security Council Secretary Oleksiy Danilov said Russia has already been forced to redeploy troops to the Kherson area in order to hold the city. Britain's Defense Ministry, meanwhile, issued an intelligence report confirming Ukraine had used long-range artillery provided by the West to threaten key bridges used by Russia to supply their defending troops. This is war, Shatalov says. You cannot predict nothing, absolutely nothing. Victory here is far from certain, but Ukrainian officials have said they could retake Kherson as early as September. It's an important transport hub with a bridge crossing the Dnipro River near the Black Sea. We are advanced already, Shatalov says, speaking rough but practicable English. The area I'm operating in is very hard, it's open ground with small forests. The enemy can detect you very well, so it's tricky sometimes. His troops still face fierce opposition. As Shatalov speaks, he is interrupted regularly by air raid sirens and by the rumble of Russian tanks firing salvos in the distance. Liberating Kherson would be the biggest victory for Ukraine's army since it broke the siege of Kyiv. It also would be a major embarrassment for Moscow and Russian President Vladimir Putin. Ukraine's counteroffensive in Kherson is gathering momentum, British officials concluded. The most politically significant population center occupied by Russia is now virtually cut off from the other occupied territories. According to Shatalov, Russia is attempting to hold the territory it occupied in the south using a mix of troops. Sometimes we encounter real strong guys, airborne G. But other times, by his account, Russian units are disorganized, poorly trained, showing low morale or appearing to be frightened. Shatalov acknowledges his own troops are also a mix of experienced combat infantry, some weary after months of fighting, serving alongside new recruits. But he says Ukrainian morale remains high.